So hopefully you will all be able to hear me, but if you can't, I can't hear you, but if you can just write a little something in the message box and I'll be able to see. But we were all good yesterday, so hopefully we will be today as well. Hello, Joe. Hi, David. We'll just give everyone a few minutes to figure out how this works. Hi, Beck. I hope you're all well. Hi, Marie. I'm just checking that you can all see me at different times. We're good. Ellie and Tom. Hello. It's really weird because I can't actually see anybody, so I kind of just feel like I'm talking to myself. I'm sure I'll get used to it. So, if you haven't got a mat, don't worry, but if you have, get that ready. Fab, that's good to know, thanks Beck. If you have a block or you think you might need one, grab a block, or you can just use a book or something like that. We don't need any straps or anything today, we're good. So, but if you haven't got a block, it's really not the end of the world. We can just kind of adapt and bend our knees a little bit more. I might turn the lights down a little bit in a second. I know there's a couple of other people that are planning to come on, so we'll just give them a few more minutes. My screen's really small. I'm doing it on my phone, which is why I'm like sitting this close at the moment so that I can read any comments that people put up. Hi Eve, hi Helen. Oh, it's really nice to have everybody on here. Feels like ages since I saw everybody. It was very quiet last week. Right, I'm gonna fiddle with my lights. Okay, I'm going to start, and then anybody else that wants to join in can. It doesn't matter. So, welcome everybody. This is all a bit different, but we might just have to go with this for a little while, so we'll just see how we get on. Hopefully everybody can hear me all right. I did trial this yesterday and it all went fairly well, so hopefully it'll be just as good again today. Turn that down a little bit. So if you just want to find a comfortable position to sit in, you can either cross the legs or take them straight out in front of you, or kneel, whichever kind of feels good for you. And you're going to start by closing your eyes and just take a little roll of the shoulders. So just sitting up nice and tall now. Send the crown of the head up towards the ceiling. Gently pulling the belly button in towards the spine and really grounding down through the sit bones. just starting to connect with your breath, taking some nice deep breaths in and out through the nose. And just trying to clear the mind, let go of your day or anything else you've got to do for the rest of the evening, the rest of the week, any stresses, just allowing them to float away. Really focus that attention inwards, the gentle rise and fall of the belly and the chest as you breathe. So we're going to try and breathe continuously throughout our practice, in and out through the nose as best as you can. So we're going to start now by just taking a nice deep breath in through the nose to about the count of 4 or 5. You're going to take a slight pause at the top there and then breathe all the way back out again to about the count of 4 or 5 before pausing again at the bottom of your exhale. So just in your own time, own breath, own counts. So trying to focus on making that breath as smooth and even as you possibly can. Try not to force the exhale, but really releasing all the stale air from the bottom of the lungs as you breathe out. And maybe just trying to deepen that breath a little bit further with each inhale. So starting now to take your breath into the belly, so filling the whole of the belly as you breathe in. And as you breathe out, just allowing it to soften back down. Taking the breath now into the ribs, into the side of the body. So as you inhale into the ribs here, really feel them expand out to the sides and soften as you breathe back out again, through in and out through the nose. And finally, you're going to start to take the breath into the top of the chest, the space around the heart. So really breathing into the top of the chest here, filling the top of the lungs with each inhale. And now you're going to try and piece that breath together, so you're breathing from the belly to the ribs to the top of the chest, taking a slight pause at the top, breathing back out from the chest to the ribs and down to the belly. So again, in your own time, breathing in and out through the nose, from the belly to the ribs to the top of the chest, from the chest to the ribs and down to the belly. So just continuing here, take a few breaths by yourself. Really try and slow that breath down. So as I said, try and take your inhale now to about the count of 4 or 5, and the same with the exhale. So we're going to try and stay with these nice deep breaths throughout the whole of your practice as best as you can. But the most important thing is to breathe. So however that flows in and out of the body, just stick with it. So you're going to gently drop the chin down towards the chest now. Really let the head feel nice and heavy and relaxed. Try and keep the spine nice and long, relaxing the shoulders, and let the head hang really heavy down towards the chest. So keep breathing here from the belly to the ribs to the top of the chest, and exhaling all the way back down. And with each breath out, just see if you can release any tension or tightness that you can feel in the back of the neck, in the shoulders. And on your next inhale, you're going to gently roll the chin over towards your right shoulder. So keeping that contact of the chin with the chest, you're taking it all the way over as you breathe in. And all the way back to the center now as you breathe out. Inhaling over towards the left shoulder this time. So using the whole of that inhale in as you take it over, and the whole of the exhale to bring it back down to the center. We're just going to do that once more on each side. So use your own breath to movement, your own timings. Just take it as slow as you want to. Breathing out to take it back. And inhaling over to the other side. On your next breath in now, you're going to start to lift the chin up towards the ceiling. So looking all the way up, just stretching through the throat, the back of the neck, and breathing out gently, bring that chin back down towards the chest, nice and slowly. Just take one more breath in here now, really lift that head all the way up to the ceiling. You're going to take both arms up now, stretching through those fingertips, lengthen through the spine, relax the shoulders. And really try and breathe into the sides of the body now. So try and breathe into the lungs. Really feel those ribs expand with each inhale, allowing them to soften back down as you exhale. You're going to take a deep breath in, reaching all the way up. You're going to place your right hand on the mat next to you and reach the left arm up and over the top of the head. So you're drawing this left shoulder blade back. Keep grounding down through the sit bones and really lengthen through the left side of the body. So try and breathe into those ribs in the left side. Each time you breathe in, stretching through those fingertips. And as you breathe out, just allowing yourself to soften over a little bit further with each breath out. And just take a final breath here. Pressing that right hand into the floor, bring the arm all the way back up to meet the other, reaching through those fingertips once more. You're going to take the left hand down, this time reaching up with the right arm, up and over the top of the head. So again, really grounding down through the sit bones, keep lengthening through the right side of the body, drawing that right shoulder blade back, and with each exhale, just see if you can soften over a little bit further. Breathing into the ribs in the right side this time. Take a final breath here, and as you inhale now, press that left hand into the mat, reach the right arm all the way up to the ceiling, lengthen through the spine once more. You're going to take a little twist to your right and float the arms down. So taking the right hand behind you, left hand onto the right knee, you're going to use that back hand to really lengthen through the spine, ground down through those sit bones and relax the shoulders. And as you exhale, you're just gently twisting to your right. So try and keep the chin into the center of the chest so you're not throwing the head to the back. You're just gently twisting, relaxing those shoulders. Maybe taking it round a little bit further with each breath out. And just one more breath here. Inhaling now, lift the arms all the way back up to the ceiling, stretch through those fingertips. You're going to take it over to the left side this time, so you bring the arms down, left hand comes behind you, right hand onto that left knee. So lengthen through the spine, ground down through the sit bones, through that left hand, take an inhale all the way up through the spine, from the belly to the ribs to the top of the chest. And then take that gentle twist round. Again, really opening up the chest, try and keep the chin into the center. And take yourself around, twist a little bit deeper with each exhale. Just take a final breath here. And then inhaling, lift the arms all the way up to the ceiling, stretch through those fingertips once more. You're going to take a breath in now as you stretch up, and as you breathe out, you're going to bring the arms down towards the mat in front of you. So just wherever they rest. You're going to really try and press the hands into the mat and lift through that chest and heart as you breathe in. And as you breathe out, just see if you can relax further forward, maybe bringing those hands a little bit further down. 2 more breaths like this, use your own time. Inhaling, lengthen through the spine. And exhaling, relax forward. 1 more breath. And now you're just going to drop that head down. Bringing the chin towards the chest, maybe give it a gentle nod, yes and no, just to loosen out the back of the neck. And really try and breathe into the hips, into the back, wherever you can feel that tension or tightness. And just take a final breath here. And on your next inhale, you're lifting the arms all the way back to the ceiling. So really stretch through those fingertips. Bring the palms together down into the center of the chest. You can blink open the eyes if you want to. We're going to clasp the hands together and just take a little roll through the wrists. So just gently warming them up. Get rid of all the crackles. We just take them around one way and then we're going to go the other way. And then you're going to take a slight pause and we'll do a little Mexican wave. So just rolling through those wrists, really warming them up nice and gently. And then you're going to take a pause. We're going back the other way. Challenge that coordination. And then give the wrists a little shake here. So we're just going to bring the hands onto the shoulders. You're going to sit up really tall. So pull the belly button and ground down through the sit bones. We're going to take 3 big circles round. So try and bring the elbows all the way together as you bring them forward. And draw the shoulder blades back together as you take them back. So inhaling as you lift them up, squeezing around as you exhale. One more roll here. And then take them back the other way, so squeezing the shoulder blades together this time first, and then bringing the elbows together at the front if you can. Get rid of all the crunchy bits in the shoulders, any tension or any tightness. And then just give everything a little shake. So we're going to come onto our hands and knees now. So you're going to bring the knees under the hips, the hands underneath the shoulders. The fingertips are pointing forwards. And you're going to gently pull the belly button in towards the spine. Come this way. So take a deep breath in now. Make sure those hands are right underneath the shoulders and you're pulling the core in nice and tightly. Take a deep breath in. And as you breathe out, starting at the tailbone, you're going to start to scoop the belly in, rolling through the spine vertebrae by vertebrae, and bring the chin down last. So really tuck that chin in towards the chest. We're just going to take a little pause here. So really pressing the hands into the mat. Try and breathe into that space between the shoulders. Really filling the back of the lungs here and the top of the back. Just take one more breath. And on your next inhale, we're coming back the other way. So starting at the tailbone again, we're just going to roll through the spine, sending the tailbone up. But this time you're lifting the chest and the heart, looking up towards the ceiling. So really draw those shoulder blades away. Try and lift through the chest and the heart here and really breathe. Stick that tailbone all the way up if you can. And just one more breath in here. And then exhaling, we're coming back. So scooping that belly, starting at the tailbone once more, rolling through the spine. Press the hands into the mat, drop the chin down. But this time we're going to carry on coming forward. So inhaling, slowly coming forward, sending the tailbone up, all the way up towards the ceiling. And exhaling to scoop back. So again, just take this nice and slowly, your own breath to the movement. Inhaling as you come forwards. And exhaling as you take it back. You're going to bring a final inhale here now, coming back to your neutral spine. And then we're going to lift the right arm up towards the ceiling. So stretching through those right fingertips, really lift up, try and open through that chest. Take a deep breath here. And as you exhale, you're going to start to thread that arm through. So reaching through as far as you can, but then you're going to press that left hand into the mat and take the arm all the way back up as you inhale. Open up that chest and heart, and exhaling, thread it through the same once more. Coming up once more for a final breath, lifting all the way up. And this time as you exhale, you're going to reach as far through as you can, but you're going to rest this right shoulder blade onto the mat. So resting it down, you're going to take the left arm up and over if you want to, round towards that right hip. So I'll see if I can show you this way as well. So just try and make sure the hips are nice and square here. And if you can't get the shoulder all the way down to the mat, don't worry. Just take it as far as you can. And each time you breathe out, just see if you can release any tension or tightness that you can feel in the shoulders. We're going to take 3 breaths here, just nice and slowly. And then you're going to bring that left hand back down towards the mat, pressing it down as you reach the right arm all the way back up to the ceiling. Open through that chest and gently place the hand back down towards the mat. So we're going to take that on the other side. So this time lifting the left arm up, open through that chest. Really stretch up as high as you can through those fingertips. Take a deep breath here. And as you exhale, slowly thread it through. So reaching as far as you can. And then pressing that right hand into the mat, bring the arm all the way back up to the ceiling. Open through the chest. And exhaling, thread it through. Just one more breath like this. Taking it all the way through this time, reaching as far as you can. You're going to take the left shoulder blade to the mat, square the hips down, and bring this top right arm over if you want to, but you don't have to do that. Just really try and relax into your twist. And each time you breathe out, just see if you can release any more tension or tightness there. So 3 deep breaths here. Final breath. You're going to take this right hand back down towards the mat, pressing it down towards the ground. Lift the left arm all the way up to the ceiling as you inhale, and exhaling, take it back. So back into our tabletop position. We've got our knees under our hips, our hands underneath our shoulders, and we're going to stretch the right leg behind us. So you want to really hug the belly button in towards the spine here and try and keep the back as flat as you can. So grounding down through the hands, you're going to lift the right leg up just so that it's in line with the rest of the body. You can keep both hands on the mat, or if you want to reach the opposite arm forward, so you've got left arm forward, right leg back, you can. Take a deep breath in, stretch through the fingers all the way to that heel, and as you exhale, slowly bring the elbow and knee together. So it's a similar movement to what we've just done, but you're trying to kiss the knee now. So bringing it all the way in as you breathe out, and as you inhale, we're stretching back. So breathing in to lengthen, and exhaling to squeeze. You can keep the hands on the mat if you want to, but keep pulling that belly button in, lifting the pelvic floor. So just one more breath like this. Lengthen through the fingers all the way to the heel. You're going to take the right foot up towards the ceiling. So bend that knee. And then you're going to see if you can reach this left arm back towards that foot. So either reaching back, if you can grab hold of the foot, brilliant. You're going to press the chest forwards. So try and keep the hips nice and square and looking up. So lifting through that chest. We're going to take 2 breaths here. So lifting up nice and high. Breathing in, breathing out. One more breath. You're going to place that hand back to the mat, bringing the knee down. Just take a little shake from side to side, loosen off the hips. I'm going to take it on the other side. So, back into your tabletop position. You're stretching the left leg out behind you this time. So again, square those hips towards the mat, hands underneath the shoulders. You're going to lift the left leg up so that it's in line with the body. And I just keep both hands on the mat, left leg lifted, or you're going to reach the opposite arm forward. So right arm forward, take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, squeezing that elbow and knee together, lift the space between the shoulders, try and kiss that knee. Breathing in to lengthen. And exhaling to squeeze. So just using your own breath to movement, the whole of your inhale to stretch, and the whole of the exhale to squeeze it back in. You're going to take a final inhale here, really stretching all the way back. And then you're going to bend that left leg so that the foot is flat towards the ceiling. You're going to reach the right arm back towards that leg, either stretching it back, lifting through the chest, or grab hold of the foot if you want to. So lifting up here, just 2 breaths, really pressing that hand into the foot. And then you're going to slowly bring the right hand back down towards the mat, taking the left knee down, have a little shake from side to side, just loosen out those hips. We're going to bring the toes together. Your knees are coming about as wide as the mat, and you're going to sit back onto the heels and just walk the hands forward. So really stretching through the fingertips. So this is our child's pose, the restful pose. You're going to bring the chest and the forehead down towards the mat and just breathe here. So really try and walk those fingertips forward. So you're trying to send the hips down towards the heels, and each time you breathe out, you're going to see if you can relax and bring those hips down towards the heels a little bit further. You want to feel like you're really lengthening through the spine and separating all the vertebrae with each breath. So keep stretching here. You're going to walk the hands over towards the right side. So you're stretching through the left fingertips, and then you can feel that stretch all the way down the left side of the body. So keeping the hips down towards the heels if you can. Breathing here. And relaxing a little bit further as you breathe out. And then slowly bring the hands back to the centre. And you're going to walk them over towards the left side this time. So stretching through the right fingertips now. Really breathing into this right side of the body, lengthening through the spine with each breath in, and sinking the hips down a little bit further with every breath out. And then slowly coming back to the centre, walk those hands forward, just take a final breath here. And then you're going to gently walk the hands back up towards you, coming back into your tabletop position once more. So we're going to come into our first downward facing dog now, upside down V. So you're going to keep the hands where they are. You're going to tuck the toes under, and then we're just lifting the hips up towards the ceiling. Shuffle forward. So you can keep the knees nice and soft, just pedaling through the backs of the legs, bending the left, straightening the right, and bending the right, straightening the left. So just gently warming up the hamstrings here, sending the hips from side to side, and then you start to walk the feet towards the hands. And once you're here, you're going to just keep the feet about hip width apart. You're resting the belly onto the thighs. You're going to grab hold of the elbows and just drop the chin and head down towards the mat. So you're just hanging down in your ragdoll pose here. So we're not worrying about stretching the backs of the legs, we're just thinking about really lengthening through the lower spine. So you're going to really just try and nod the head yes and no just to loosen out the back of the neck. And then maybe take a little rock from side to side, just loosening all the back of the lower back out here. You're going to release the elbows and then pressing the feet into the mat, we're slowly rolling through the spine to bring ourselves all the way up to standing. So we're going to come to the front of the mat. Get a bit hot. We're going to come to the front of your mat. Stand here. You're going to bring the feet hip width apart. The palms are facing down. And just take a little roll of the shoulders here. So standing up really nice and tall. You're going to lift the kneecaps, engage the thighs, and just take a breath. On your next inhale, you're going to reach the arms all the way up to the ceiling. So take a nice big stretch. Breathing in, and as you exhale, you're folding forward. So you're going to try and keep the back nice and flat, and you're going to bring the hands all the way to the mat. So bend the knees as much as you need to take them there, and then you're going to step the right foot back down the mat as far as you can. You want to keep this left knee right over the ankle, and then you're going to drop the right knee to the mat. You're going to sweep both arms up towards the ceiling, so in like a low crescent lunge here. So really reach up through the fingertips, lift through the chest and the heart, and squeeze the thighs. So you're going to be feeling like you're doing this bit of a scissoring motion. You're pulling the left heel back, the right knee forward, and we're lifting up through those fingertips. One more breath here. As you exhale, you're going to bring the hands either side of the front foot. We're tucking the right toes under, and you're going to step back into a high plank. So either step straight back, or you can drop the right knee and the left knee down and then lift the knees up. So keeping the hands right underneath the shoulders, you're hugging the belly button in towards the spine. You're going to drop both knees, untuck the toes, squeezing those elbows into the body, keeping the hips high and the core nice and tight. You're going to lower the chest down towards the mat, and then slide the hips back here. So, stay where you are. We've got the hands underneath the shoulders, squeezing the elbows in towards the body. You're going to press the hands into the mat and just lift through the chest, so not too high, just take a breath here. And then exhale to lower. One more breath like this, so lifting up as you breathe in. And exhaling as you come back down. We're coming back into our downward facing dog now, so you can press the hands, come straight up or come to the knees first if you need to. Back into that upside down V. So just take a little pause here. Really stretch through the shoulders, scoop the belly button in, send the tailbone up nice and high. And then on your next inhale, you're going to step the right foot forward. So give it some help if you need to bring it all the way to the front of the mat. Again, you want that right knee over the ankle. Stretching through the left leg, you're going to slowly lower the knee down and then reach the arms up towards the ceiling. So lifting through the chest and heart again, scissoring, so you want to feel like you're pulling that right heel back, left knee forward. Just one more breath here. As you exhale, you're going to bring both hands down. You're stepping the back foot to the front of the mat to meet the other. And then as you breathe in, you're going to lift both arms up towards the ceiling as you inhale. We're going to take that on the other side, so exhaling to fold. Take the left foot back this time. High crescent lunge, you've got the right knee over the right ankle. You're going to sweep both arms up to the ceiling. Breathing here. Reach through the fingertips. Squeeze those thighs together. And on your next exhale, we're going to bring the hands down to the mat. Back into that high plank, so tucking the left toes. Come to the knees first or step straight back. Shoulders over the wrists, hug the belly button in, keep the hips nice and low. Core nice and tight, drop the knees and tuck the toes. Squeeze the elbows in towards the body, lower the chest down to the mat and slide the hips back. Bring the hands underneath the shoulders, squeeze those elbows in, take a breath in as you lift up. And then exhale to lower. One more breath like this, not too high, don't pinch the lower back. And exhaling to lower. Tuck the toes, lift the hips, come into your downward facing dog. So to the knees or straight up. Make any adjustments with the feet. Send the tailbone up nice and high and keep that spine nice and long. So try not to round through the back. Keep pressing that chest back. Breathing here. As you inhale, you're stepping your left foot forward this time. So step it all the way through. Give it some help if you need to. Left knee over the left ankle. You're going to sweep both arms up towards the ceiling. Reach through the fingertips. Lift the chest and heart. One more breath. As you exhale, bring the hands down. Step the back foot to the front. Inhaling to lift the arms up to the ceiling. We're going to do it once more on each side, but a little bit quicker now you know what you're doing. So standing up nice and tall to start with. Breathing in, lift the arms up. And exhaling to fold. Step the right foot back down the mat. Left knee over left ankle, sweep the arms up as you breathe in. Take them down as you breathe out into your high plank. So step that left foot back, shoulders over the wrist, hug the belly button in, drop the knees, untuck the toes, lower the chest to the mat and slide the hips back. Breathing in, just one breath into Cobra this time. Breathing out to lower. Tuck the toes, lift the hips, come into a downward facing dog. Send the tailbone up nice and high. Just take a breath here, and as you breathe in next time, you're going to step your right foot forward. Left knee to the mat, reach the arms up as you breathe in. Take them down as you breathe out. Step the back foot to the front. And then an inhale, reach the arms up. Final half. Exhaling to fold. Left foot back. Inhale, sweep the arms up. And exhale, bring the hands down, coming into your high plank. So tuck the toes under, step straight back. Shoulders over wrist, hug the belly button in. Drop the knees and tuck the toes, lower the chest towards the mat, slide the hips back, breathing in as you lift the chest. Exhaling to lower. Downward facing dog. Adjust the feet, send the tailbone up high, just take a breath here. And on your next inhale, you're stepping the left foot forward. So all the way to the front of the mat, right knee comes down, breathing into lift up. Exhale, hands down. Back foot to the front. Reach both arms up towards the ceiling, lift through the fingertips, and bring the hands down to the center of the chest. So we should be feeling a little bit warmer now. So you're going to come back to the front of your mat, feet hip width apart. Start here. And then you're going to bring the arms all the way up to the ceiling as you breathe in. Take the hands down into the centre of the chest and lift the right leg up. So we're grounding down through this standing leg. Flexing through that foot. If you need to rest the toes on the mat, you can. We're just going to take 2 breaths here. So breathing in. Relax the shoulders. And on your next inhale, you're going to step the right foot back down the mat. So we're coming into a high crescent lunge this time. So you want to make sure you've got a nice stretch into this right hip. Your left knee is right over the ankle and your right toes are also pointing forwards, but you're stretching through that back leg. You're going to reach the arms all the way up to the ceiling, lift through the chest and heart and sink a little bit lower as you breathe out. Breathing in. Breathing out to sink. This time you're going to inhale and stretch up. But as you breathe out, we're going to take a little twist to your left. So you're going to bring the arms out, stretching them towards the front and back of your mat. And then you're going to pause here, but take the arms up. And then exhaling, take them back. 2 more breaths like this, reaching up through the arms. And exhaling to twist, keep bending in that front knee. Take another inhale here now, and then twist back to the front of your mat. You're going to turn the back right toes out and come into your warrior 2. So you've got your left toes pointing forward, your front heel and back instep are roughly in the line. You're going to square the hips and the shoulders towards the side of your mat. And then finally you're going to bring the arms out nice and straight. So really bend into this left knee, keep pressing it back behind you so you can open through that hip. You're going to take the arms out nice and strong. So imagine that someone's pulling those arms apart. You're going to take a breath in, lift all the way up. And breathing out, see if we can sink a little bit lower. We're just going to take a pause here. So try and keep the body up nice and straight. Really breathe into the chest. You're going to flip the left palm. Reach in towards the front of your mat. Take an inhale as you bring the left arm up. Slide the right arm down that back leg. So keep sinking through this front knee to start with. Pulling that left shoulder blade back. And breathing into the ribs all through the left side of the body. So 1 more breath like this. As you inhale this time, you're going to see if you can straighten that front leg and just reach up a little bit higher so you can really feel that deep stretch into the left side of the body. You're going to squeeze the left side of the body now, keeping the bottom half exactly where it is. You're just slowly bringing the arms up and out to the sides. So the arms are nice and wide, palms are facing in front of you. You can keep a soft bend into this front knee if you need to. And we're going to reach forward with that left hand and slowly take the right arm up towards the ceiling. So you're stacking through these shoulder blades here, looking up towards the top fingertips and pulling this right hip back. So imagine that you're trying to lengthen through both sides of the body. And again, someone's pulling the arm up nice and high and pulling the left arm down towards your mat. So really stretching here. 1 more breath. On your next inhale, you're going to reach up with this top arm, squeeze through the right side of the body, bring yourself up to standing. Take an inhale, lift the arms up to the ceiling, and then exhale, you're going to bring the hands onto the hips and turn your left toes to point in front of you. So, standing up nice and tall, you're going to bring the hands to the hips, draw the shoulder blades together. Take a deep breath in. And as you breathe out, we're going to try and keep the back as flat as you can and just fold forward. So you just want to come halfway down to start with. Try not to round through the top of the back. Take another breath in. Really press those hands into the hips to lengthen through the spine. And as you exhale, carry on folding down towards your mat or to your block if you needed one. And we're just going to adjust the feet here as much as you need to. Soften the knees if you need to really keep that back nice and flat. It's better to have the back flat than have it nice, have it too rounded at the top. So really lengthen through that spine. You're going to take a breath here. And exhaling, maybe see if you can walk those hands back a little bit further so that they're in line with the feet. So take another breath here now. Bend both knees down towards the mat, keeping that back nice and flat. You're going to exhale and just see if you can straighten the legs and send the crown of the head down. 2 more breaths like this. Breathing in, bend those knees. And breathing out, send the tailbone up, crown of the head comes down. Final breath like this, nice and slowly. Breathing in. Breathing out. Just relax down here now. See if you can relax the arms all the way down to the mat. Gently nod the head, yes and no, just loosening out the back of the neck. And breathing into the hamstrings now as much as you can. You're going to soften both the knees. Bring the hands back up onto the hips. And nice and slowly come all the way to standing, keeping that back as flat as you can. Once you're here, I've moved all my mats. We're going to turn that front foot towards the front of your mat and then the back. You're going to reach both arms up towards the ceiling. Stretch through those fingertips, bring the hands together into the centre of the chest and step the feet together. So you're just going to give the legs a little shake and come back towards the front of your mat whenever you're ready. So this time we're going to reach the arms up towards the ceiling, lengthen through the spine, bring the hands down into the centre of the chest, but this time you're lifting the left foot up. So flexing through that left foot, grounding down through the standing leg, breathing into the chest here. Try and relax the shoulders as much as you can. 2 breaths. And then slowly see if you can step that left foot down the mat now. So bending into that front knee. You're going to reach the arms up towards the ceiling. Stretch through those fingertips, sinking down into the right knee. So again, the left toes are pointing towards the front of the mat. The front knee is right over the ankle and you're sinking now into that left hip. So square the hips towards the front of your mat as much as you can. You're going to take another breath in, and as you breathe out this time, you're twisting to the right. So opening those arms out to the back. You're going to take another inhale, lift the arms up. And then exhale, reach them back as far as you can. Breathing in. Keep them reaching all the way up and all the way back. Final breath here. You're going to twist all the way back to the front of your mat. And open the arms out into your warrior two on the other side. So this time you've got your right toes pointing forward, your front heel and back in step in a line, just growing the hips and the shoulders in front of you, and take those arms out nice and wide. So really bend into this front knee. You want to keep pressing that knee back behind you as much as you can, and keep the palms facing down, stretching through those fingertips. Take an inhale, lift all the way up, and an exhale, sinking down towards your mat. Just take a little pause here, really open through that chest, keep the body up nice and straight. You're going to flip the right palm, take it forward, taking the right arm up towards the ceiling, now stretching through the right side of the body. So try and relax this shoulder, lengthen through the spine, breathing here. One more breath. You're going to see if you can straighten that front leg, stretching through the sides of the body now as you breathe in, and then squeezing all the way up to take yourself to standing. So you've got the palms face in front of you. You're going to hinge forward and slowly take that back arm up towards the ceiling, lifting through the fingertips, reaching towards the ceiling. So lifting up nice and high. Again, keep pulling this top hip back. You're looking up to that top arm and really opening through the chest. One more breath here. Lift up with that top arm, squeezing through the sides of the body to bring yourself to standing. Take an inhale, reach the arms up. And an exhale, bringing the hands to the hips, turning those both toes now to point in front of you. So we're going to take another forward fold. You're going to bring the hands onto your hips, squeezing those shoulder blades together, lengthen through the spine as you breathe in. And as you exhale, slowly coming forward. So keep the back nice and flat, soften the knees as much as you need to. Take a pause halfway down. And exhaling, carry on folding down towards your mat. You're going to bend the knees as much as you need to get that back nice and flat. So really feel like you're lifting through the chest here. Just make any adjustments, maybe walking the hands back towards you so that they're in line with the feet a little bit more. Take a breath here. And then your next inhale, you're going to bend both the knees down towards the mat. As you exhale, you're starting to send the crown of the head down, but straighten through the backs of the legs. And just take 2 more breaths like this in your own time. So breathing in to bend the knees. Breathing out to stretch. 1 more breath. And then you're just going to relax down towards your mat. So dropping the crown of the head down, completely relaxing the arms down towards the mat if you want to. Maybe gently nodding the head yes and no just to loosen out the back of the neck. You're going to soften the knees, bring the hands back to the hips and slowly come all the way to standing, keeping that back nice and flat. You're going to turn the front toes towards the front of your mat and then the back. And then you're going to try and step straight onto that front leg, bringing the feet together. So we're going to give the legs a little shake. You're going to come back towards the front of your mat. Take a nice deep breath in, lift the arms up towards the ceiling. And as you exhale, you're folding forwards, again keeping this back nice and flat. So you're going to slide the hands up the shins and draw the shoulders away from the ears. So really lengthen through the spine here. Scoot that belly in, just take a breath. You're going to soften both the knees now, bending them down towards the mat and reach the arms up towards the ceiling. So imagine that you're sitting into a chair. So sinking down into that chair, reaching the arms up. You want to try and keep the arms in a nice long line with the rest of the body. Try not to stick the tailbone down. You want to scoot that belly button in and lift through the chest here. Like this. So sinking down. See if you can see the toes, give them a little wiggle, really stretch through the tops of those arms, lengthen through the spine, breathing in. And breathing out. Sink a little bit lower. One more breath here. You're going to bring the palms into the center of the chest, down here. You're going to hook your right elbow to the outside of the left knee and then lift through the chest here and twist towards the ceiling. So try and just take a look at your knees. The right one's probably tried to come forward, so just try and hook it back and then really lengthen through that spine. If you need to bring this bottom arm into the fist, you can do. We're just going to take one more breath here. You're looking down towards the feet now. Keep the hands here or into that prayer. You're going to bring the weight into your left foot and slowly step the right leg down the mat. Squeezing through those thighs, breathing in. You're going to untwist towards the front of your mat. Slowly bring the hands down, step back into your high plank position, shoulders over the wrist, pull the belly button in. If you want to drop the knees, you can, or you can keep the knees lifted. We're going to come halfway down, squeeze that belly in and press all the way back up. 2 more breaths like this. Halfway down, all the way back up. Final breath, we're coming all the way down to the mat. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. Take an inhale, lifting up. And then exhale to lower. Coming into your downward facing dog, send the hips nice and high. Adjust the feet and just take a breath here. So really scoot the belly button in. See if you can look up towards the knees or the belly button and really send the tailbone up nice and high. And now you're going to soften the knees. Take a look to the front of the mat. Take a hop, step or jump to bring the feet together. And then sweep those arms back up into your chair pose once more. So reaching through those fingertips. Sinking a little bit lower with every breath. I'm just going to turn around so you can see. So again, see if you can see those toes. Give them a little wiggle. Stretch through the fingers. You're going to bring the palms into the center of the chest. This time you're hooking the left elbow to the outside of the right knee. So take a twist round. Lengthen through the spine. And looking up, bringing that prayer into the center of the chest. Take a fist with the bottom hand and bring it on if you want to. And just make sure that that left knee hasn't tried to squeeze forward. 2 breaths here. Slowly coming back. Slowly looking down toward your feet, keeping the hands in that prayer position. Bring the weight into the right foot. You're going to step the left foot back this time towards the end of your mat. More space. So really squeeze through those thighs. Breathing here. Keeping those back legs nice and strong. You're going to twist towards the front now. Bring the hands down towards your mat. Step back into your high plank position. Shoulders over the wrists. Again, drop the knees if you want to, or you can keep them lifted. Hug the core in. Coming halfway down, all the way back up. 2 more breaths. Halfway down. All the way back up. Final breath. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. Take an inhale to lift. And exhale to lower. You're going to press up onto the knees this time. Taking those toes together, knees as wide as the mat, sitting back onto the heels and stretch the arms forward. Really trying to sink those hips down a little bit further with each breath out. Lengthening through the spine, walking those fingertips forward and just relaxing the hips down. You're going to slowly start to walk the hands up towards you and then swinging the legs around in front of you. So make sure you're coming towards the front of your mat now. You're going to bring the feet flat to the mat, sitting up nice and tall. You're going to bring the hands underneath the backs of the legs and really lift through the chest here. So you can start to walk the toes back towards you. If you want to lift the toes off the mat, you can. Try and bring the shins so that they're parallel with the ceiling. And try not to hold onto the legs for dear life. Try and keep lifting through the chest and hug that belly button in. So you're going to release the arms. You're going to take an inhale, lift the arms up. And then exhale, lower them down. Breathing in. Lift up. Just try and move the arms. Try and keep the bottom half of the body nice and still. Final breath. You're going to take a pause here. Keep lifting through this chest. Hugging the belly button in nice and tightly. Final breath. And slowly bring the feet down. Wrap the arms all the way around you. Hug the chin in towards the chest. So you're going to come back up, as I said, make sure you've got lots of space behind you. We're going to roll down towards the mat. So again, one vertebrae at a time, and just rolling the body down. Take a pause at any time that you need to. You're either going to bring the arms straight out in front of you, up above the head, or rest the fingertips on the mat. And we're going to really scoop the belly in. So nice and slowly, rolling all the way down. If you feel like you're about to collapse, just take a little pause and a breath, and carry on rolling all the way down. So you should have your feet about hip width apart now. You're going to bring the shins so that they're parallel with the ceiling. So you want to keep the head on the mat. You're going to bring the arms out to the side, palms facing up. And we're going to work towards keeping the shoulder blades on the mat. So keep lying down on the mat here. Hug that belly button in. You're going to take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, you're going to slowly lower the knees to the right side. So taking your time, bring them all the way down towards the mat or as far as you can get them. Just take a pause whenever you need to. And we're going to try and rest here just for a few moments. So resting those knees all the way over towards the right side. You're trying to pull the left hip on top of the right now. So relax the shoulder blades down towards your mat. Nice deep breaths here. And each time you breathe out, just see if you can relax a little bit further. And if you want to take a look over towards your left side, you can. So you're just taking that extra twist into the spine. Final breath here. You're going to slowly bring the knees back up to the centre, but really use the tummy muscles here, not the floor or your momentum. Try and keep the feet and knees together. Slowly bring them all the way back up to the ceiling. And as you breathe out, you're going to take them over towards the left side. So keeping those knees and ankles together. Just rolling the hip over as far as you can get them. Doesn't matter if it's not all the way to the floor. You want to try and keep this right shoulder blade on the mat and really open through that chest. So just take a little breath here. Maybe trying to relax a little bit deeper as you breathe out. And then see if you can just take a little look over towards your right side, just to increase that stretch a little bit further. And just take a final breath here now. And then very slowly as you inhale, now bring those knees all the way back up to the centre. Use the tummy muscles. Take your time, bring them all the way back up. You're going to wrap the arms around the knees. See if you can bring the forehead into you and really hug them in nice and tightly. So take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, squeeze even tighter. Just take one more breath like this, tensing all the muscles. And then you're going to release the arms, the legs, and come down into your final resting pose. So you're going to come lying flat on the mat completely, all the way down. You're going to bring the legs straight out in front of you. Let the toes flop out to the bottom corners of your mat. And then you're going to bring the arms either side of the body with the palms facing up. So you're just leaving a small gap into the armpit now. You're going to close the eyes. And just try and relax now into the ground. So just connecting with your breath once more. But rather than trying to control it, you're just allowing the breath to flow very naturally in and out of the body. Let go of your practice. Just focusing that attention inwards, the gentle rise and fall of the belly and the chest as you breathe. Relaxing all the way from the crown of the head down towards the tips of the toes. And just noticing any areas within the body where you can feel any extra tension or tightness. And just allow your body to relax a little bit further, a little bit deeper down towards the mat. Just noticing all the parts of the body that are making contact with the earth. Just allowing the body to relax a little bit deeper now. Soften the forehead, the eyebrows, the space between the eyebrows, the cheeks, the chin, the lips and the jaw soft and relaxed. Relaxing the sides of the neck down towards the shoulders, the tops of the arms down to the elbows. Relaxing the forearms, the wrists, the palms of the hands and the backs of the hands, and all 10 fingers. Soften the throat, the chest, the space around the heart down towards the belly and the hips. Relaxing the back of the neck down to the shoulder blades, the top, middle and lower back, completely relaxed and melting into the earth. Soften the hips, the thighs, knees, calves and shins, down to the ankles, the soles of the feet, the tops of the feet, and all 10 toes. The whole of the body completely calm, relaxed, and peaceful. Just let it feel like you're melting into the earth below, very calm and relaxed. So just continuing to focus that attention inwards on the gentle rise and fall of the belly and the chest as you breathe. And if any thoughts or feelings might pop into your mind, just simply allow them to float away with each exhale. The whole of the body completely calm, relaxed, no stress, just breathing here. So very gently starting to deepen your breath now. Just bringing a little bit of awareness back into the room. Still keeping the eyes closed, maybe start to wiggle the fingers or the toes just to bring some movement back into the body. You can gently rock the head from side to side just to loosen out the back of the neck. And if you want to, you can reach the arms all above the head, stretching from the fingertips all the way down towards the toes. Nice big stretch. And then still keeping the eyes closed or the gaze down, you're going to take a little roll onto your right side. So just very gently rolling onto the right side, bringing the knees in towards you, and you can use the arms or hands as a little pillow if you want to. So still lying down on your mat, breathing here, calm, peaceful, relaxed. And just allowing these feelings to come with you throughout the rest of your evening. And knowing that you can return to this place of calm at any time that you need. So just taking a moment here to breathe, allowing these feelings of peace to wash over you. And then still keeping the eyes closed or the gaze down, you're going to very, very slowly start to make your way up to a comfortable seated position on the mat. So just really take your time now, no need to rush. So just coming up nice and slowly, either to cross legs, taking them straight out in front of you, however you feel comfortable. And then you're going to sit up nice and tall. You're going to take a little roll of the shoulders. And then on your next breath in, you're going to lift the shoulders all the way up towards the ears, sighing as you relax them back down. One more breath like this. Dropping the chin down towards the chest. Just start to rub the palms of the hands together to generate some heat. Place the palms of the hands over the eyes. Blinking the eyes open into the palms, bring the hands down whenever you are ready. Thank you everybody, I wish you a very peaceful rest of your week. Namaste. So thank you all for joining me this evening from your own homes. I hope you made sense of what I just did. As I said, it's a little bit weird when you're kind of sat here talking to yourself. So I hope it was all okay. If you have any comments or feedback or anything that you need to say to me, then feel free to send me a message or just pop it in the comments down there. And hopefully I will see you all next week. But I will be here tomorrow night at 7:30 as well. So if anybody fancies that. And then next week I might just review times and things a little bit depending on how we get on. So everybody stay healthy inside, because that's what we've got to do now. And it was lovely to see you all, or not see you all, but messages. Anyway, mwah, thank you, bye!